All right, Sean, we're here. We're with the kids, and there's a lot of play going on. Just tell us a little bit about the importance of the folk, the play, and physical activity.
Well, the Urban Youth Annual Summer Program, we're into our 10th year. All the years we try to choose a different subject matter to engage the kids with. This year we wanted to do all Vinci folk because we recognize trying to introduce, different aspects of our culture and our heritage. The different programs that the kids find it a little bit challenging. They didn't really understand much what we were trying to explain to them. And we decided this year that we wanted to add that as an entire program. The different components of what we're teaching them for the next for the 2 weeks that we're going to be here is Garifuna dance, particularly the punta, and we're going to do other traditional dances, the Mipole and creative folk. That will be done by Juanita Phillips. We're going to teach them the different elements of drumming, the Lundi Garifuna drumming as well, and other stage of drumming. And there's a gentleman by the name of Sam who is also here with us. Garifuna language, we want to expose them to a bit of the Garifuna language, the basics of how to say the name and hello and those basic stuff. And we already did some of, the different things about our culture. For example, the different, like the national the national dish, and our prime ministers, our governor generals, different history about our culture. We decided to add the play element, which we call a free time, and we bring them out on the hard court here in this open space so that they can, play together to, learn to play among each other and learn the different ring games as you see before, the hopscotch, round dodge, and other ring games that we add.
Sean, what has the response been like to play? Because a lot of time these kids are like on the tablets and just they prefer to be on the phones and stuff. So be out here socializing, playing with each other. What has that response been like? And do they know the games?
Well, they respond, I think, positively because they are allowed to bring their phones. So when they bring their phones, they know that the phones are to be on silent. We will give them a time to check the phone to see if their parents are contacting them for any emergencies or any messages that we think is important for them to read at the time. Because there's a couple of breaks in between for them to do such and other things. When they get out on the field, they don't really interact with their phones at all. We have 3 16-year-olds who are the oldest here. I think they're more inclined to their phones. However, they do participate in what we're doing out here. Most of the times, we use the older ones to lead what we're doing. So when we're doing the whatever games we're playing, they're the ones who are in charge of leading or picking or
Are they
pulling the
familiar
groups.
with the games?
Yes, they are. Actually, they're more familiar than me because I can't remember. I don't even get past a number of these stages, but they are really into it, and you can tell that this is something that they yearn for, they want in their daily activities.
How do you find play helps with the learning?
Well, it's a good balance because, when you put so much information in the kids' time, it's a time for them to just relax and to be themselves
And learn
in
through
that
play.
right, exactly. So that's where we don't want to just just information, input, and we want to also see what is it in terms of from a sports or a group point of view, how they relate to each other, because most of them have never really seen each other, or they don't know each other. So we want to see how they can play together.
So we're here, Mr. Anthony Tibbles, and we're literally linking sports with culture, with play and health. Tell me a little bit about the importance of this right now.
Well, the Department of Culture is working during Emancipation Month to promote the folk traditions of the country. And a lot of the folk traditions involve play. It involves games that we played as youngsters. In those days, we didn't have tablets, and so we were outside more. We were physically active. We developed our hand and eye coordination and all of those motor skills that are very important to your later life participation in all kinds of exercises. If you're going to get involved with sports in a professional way, you really have to get early hand-eye coordination. So all of these things came to us in the Caribbean through our interaction in the folk games, the morale, which means that you bounce a ball, catch it. You even learn to count because you had to count a number of times with the ball as you move to different points on the circle. And all of those things led to us improving and having a very rounded approach to our life in general. Nowadays, there is a lot of time spent on the various handheld gadgets, and there is increasing amounts of childhood obesity in the Caribbean. And so when the department focused on doing a folk festival, I felt it would be good and useful to take note and to encourage the children into these various games for thinking about their general health.
Hence the collaboration with the Ministry of Health in getting children to do more physical activities through sports and play, which would include the games. And Sharon also mentioned dance and the use of that and drumming in terms of the folk culture. Tell me a little bit more about that and how it is linked to the activities planned for the month.
Well, our traditional dances include some of the Garifuna Punta, it includes the Maypole, it includes the other kinds of folk dance that have been part of our traditions. And in doing these traditional dances and in doing the ring games, children are able to get involved with fun activities that are physically demanding and therefore helping to strengthen their muscle growth and their cardiovascular endurance and all of those kind of health benefits. The children are not conscious of it, but it is happening to their bodies by their involvement. So we are very happy to be encouraging that and to collaborate with all the various ministries that are thinking about wellness and the health of our children.
Okay, so tell us when are the different activities and where persons how they can be a part of it.
Okay. At the various summer schools that are happening throughout the island, there is an effort by the individual summer schools on their own to promote participation in the physical games. On the side of the Department of Culture, we're going to support two specific Breadfruit Festival activities, which are at Mespo for the Mespo Greg's grouping and at Chateaubelair for the North Leeward grouping. And so at those two events, we're especially inviting families to come out and to learn these games and to participate in them. And whether it is a ring game or a dance, we'll be making efforts to share and encourage the knowledge of these things. And the dates are the 12th of August for the Mespo one and the 18th of August for the Chateaubelair run. And then the department will try to put on one more big folk activity towards the end of the month. The date is not yet settled, but I will be back in touch with you and we'll focus on that one specially.